All right, let's begin. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the biggest, yet most hidden, AI revolutions happening right now. It's the invisible engine powering our modern world of e-commerce, the real secret behind how everything gets to you so quickly.
So think about it for a second. You click Buy Now on something late at night, and somehow, almost magically, a box with that exact item shows up on your doorstep the very next day. Have you ever stopped to wonder how that actually works? How do a million different orders get picked from a million different shelves, packed perfectly, and shipped out, all in just a few hours?
It really does feel like magic. But the answer isn't what you might think. It's not just about hiring more people and telling them to run faster. The solution is a fundamental shift in thinking, from more human labor to smarter machines.
And that brings us to the core problem that needed solving, the modern warehouse challenge. You see, our collective expectation for next-day or even same-day delivery has put an absolutely immense amount of pressure on global supply chains. The old way of doing things, people with carts and clipboards, simply cannot keep up with the speed and the sheer volume we all demand now.
So, if the old way is broken, what's the solution? Well, this is where AI comes into the picture. We're witnessing the rise of robot teams, so let's dive in and take a look at the incredible, intelligent system that's working behind the scenes to make it all happen.
The academic term for what we're discussing is autonomous logistics. And what does that mean? It's the application of AI-driven robots and autonomous vehicles inside these massive warehouses and distribution centers. Essentially, you're looking at the brain and the muscle of the modern supply chain, all rolled into one intelligent system.
Now, I want to be really clear about this. This is not some futuristic science fiction concept. This is real, and it's happening right now. Major companies like the online grocer Ocado are already running enormous warehouses using this exact technology with breathtaking precision.
So, let's break down the hardware. One of the key players here are what we call collaborative robots, or cobots for short. These are the AI-powered bots doing the physical work, managing incredibly complex logistics with an efficiency that's, well, frankly, inhuman. And the collaborative part is key. They're designed to work with and around people.
But having a bunch of individual robots is only half the story. The real genius, the true breakthrough, is how they work together. And that brings us to a concept called swarm intelligence. This is a principle where all of these robots are communicating and coordinating with each other constantly, in real time. And here's the mind-blowing part. There's no central computer, no single boss telling each robot what to do. They figure it out themselves.
The best way to visualize this is to think of a flock of birds or a school of fish. There's no leader bird chirping out orders, right? Yet the entire group moves as one single, fluid, intelligent entity. A kind of collective intelligence emerges that guides the whole swarm, allowing it to adapt instantly to anything that changes. That's exactly what's happening here.
So how does this actually work on the warehouse floor? Well, it's like a constant, high-speed dance. First, the robots are always communicating, broadcasting their location and what they're doing. Because they all have this information, they can coordinate their routes in real time, avoiding each other seamlessly. This, in turn, optimizes the flow of all the goods moving through the warehouse, which means congestion and bottlenecks, they're practically eliminated. It's a beautiful, self-organizing system.
Okay, so we've covered the what and the how. But now let's get to the really important part, the why. Why is this technology such an absolute game changer? This brings us to what we can call the autonomous advantage. And this chart just lays out the difference so clearly. With traditional warehousing, speed is limited to a manual pace. With autonomous logistics, you get massively accelerated fulfillment. Human-run systems are naturally prone to error. These AI systems deliver incredibly high precision. And this is a big one. Where people face risks of collisions and injuries, AI vision systems actively prevent accidents before they can happen. The entire model of how you operate is just fundamentally different. So to sum it up, the key outcomes are pretty staggering. We're talking about radically faster order fulfillment, a huge leap in accuracy, and a much, much safer working environment. And because you need far less human intervention for those repetitive core tasks, the whole system just flows better, without the usual jams and bottlenecks.
And maybe the single biggest factor driving this whole revolution is this number, 24/7. These systems don't need breaks, they don't call in sick, they don't sleep. They represent the power of continuous, non-stop, around-the-clock operations, maximizing productivity every single second of the day.
Which, of course, leaves us with a really fascinating and important question to think about. When the warehouse becomes a self-running, self-optimizing machine, what is the new role for people in that environment? What does human work look like when you're collaborating with an intelligent swarm? That's a question we're all going to have to answer as this technology continues to reshape our world.